in here to serve him, and he gave him that talent. So he didn't care who he used to get that same message out. He got it out. Bob Dylan didn't sing the song. Another gospel group picked it up and did it. But that amazed me. God showed me that one day. I shared that with a lot of people, and some they don't want to hear that. They just won't hear that. They'll say, it just could not be that, And I'm like, well, ain't that what everybody's life is? The struggle that you know what you're supposed to do, but then you always seem to get off track. I don't mean that the talents he gave you, the gifts that he gave you was any less used.
Right.
They're being used. They just might not be right on track every time.
Like Brother Bob used to say, that's the Lord for free, everything fixed.
Amen.
What you need.
Amen. Anyone else on any of that? We read to you last service how that even Paul struggled, and he said, the things that I know not to do, I do. But it was sin, it was in me from my flesh that caused me to do it. So even this man who wrote more books than the Bible struggled.
I think we all have that thing in our life that we struggle with.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I think it has something to do with what Bridget's saying is I think inside of us we know, but we struggle with doing what we know to do. We'll use excuse.
Everybody don't struggle with the same thing, but I think we all struggle with something.
We struggle with, I think we struggle with what God's wanting us to do, what we want to do, and what Satan's wanting us to do. And that's what causes our misery. And we'll justify our arguing back or whatever we do, we justify what we can do.
But going back to the numbers, how many big churches did you have, the fellowship that we've had today?
Mm-hmm. You can, really.
So, even though we're down right now, we're not out.
I know we're not out. But I feel like some feel like we're on our way out because they're allowing, like he's saying, the things that they sense of the world and how the worldly church is, that we're not there, so we ain't got a chance. And he's saying, no, renew your mind, honor what you have, and encourage yourself and see what I'll do with just this small number of people. Then you'll know what I can do with a large number of people.
I see a lot of people during that people week. I've talked to a lot of Christians, talked to a lot of sinner people. And a lot of these churches in this area, right here in this area, that has a lot of people. I noticed one church in particular, is where Pastor goes to. They've got about 300 on Sunday morning. And then on Sunday night, they've got 15.
Mm-hmm.
I know another church, they have as high as sometimes 400. Sunday night, they might have 25.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what does that tell you? Is that really Christians that's on Sunday, or are they just people that just come to Sunday school? I mean, we do have that.
Oh, yeah.
Because, if truly that many people, I mean, what's the purpose of that? If you can't, if you got 300 on Sunday morning and you're back down to 15 or 20 on Sunday night, and then less than that on Wednesday night, well, they're no different than we are.
No.
The only difference it is they got 300 on Sunday morning.
Right.
And then those people, she says those people, some of those people they never see until the next Sunday. Most of them they never see until the next Sunday.
Make your conscience feel good. What do you?
They come on Sunday morning and they, and in these big, these two churches especially, that I've noticed people that go there, they don't really have prayer like we have. If you've got a need, you can go up and people will pray with you. I feel like we got people here that are really praying until, you see that you got that need met. Well, those big churches, they don't do that. Because, they rarely even have, most people don't even know other people there.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even know who's there or don't know their name and they never have altar. Like get up and pray
if you come to a big church like that, you need to get to be a part of a small group.
You know, our John had that when people went to church, they had like, they called it cell groups. And they'd have like so many in each group, maybe 7 in a group.
You know, they didn't have
They would go
anything.
out, you know,
Formally.
pray with people and do
You
stuff
just
like
had to
that.
have somebody on your own to say,
And you know, too, Pat, the good thing is, we don't have to have no votes on it. We don't have to have 500 people to pray for us. We don't have to have one person, really.
Mhm.
I mean, if we have that faith, we can, you know, we can get to the Lord our own self, you know, and yeah, it's wonderful to have people to pray for you, but I'd rather have one person pray for me that truly believed than to have 50 that half of them believed and half of them didn't, you know?
Yeah.
I think we should be particular who prays.
Mhm.
Myself.
Absolutely.
I think we need to be particular who lays their hands on us and says, "Thus saith the word of God." You know?
Mhm. Absolutely.
So really, we're not no worse shape than everybody else.
Mm-mm.
You know, just because they got that big crowd on Sunday morning. They definitely don't have it on Sunday nights and Wednesdays. I know for the fact.
No, I know they don't.
You know, and some churches just have that one service the whole week. They don't have no other time. That's it.
No, because that's the only way they get their numbers is to have that one service. Because they know they're not going to have them on Wednesday night. And honestly, the pastor don't want to be there if there are only 15. If there's one, I'll preach. Like I said, I'd preach to one just as much as I would 1,000.
I know.
If I can help one person, it's worth it.
Real acquainted with the pastor, and they only have one service on Sunday. That's the reason why, because everybody comes on Sunday night. I mean, not just talking about a week or so ago. They have one service on Sunday, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Sunday, you know, well, they have two Sunday services. They got that many people. They have two Sunday services. I guess one at 10, one whatever.
But they don't have a night
They
service
don't have a night service.
because nobody will come.
Nobody comes.
Yeah. People's just too busy. Too busy.
But if we can have 10 people, like, you know, God what we got, that truly believes, you can see mountains move.
Oh, you can see, yeah.
You can see miracles, I mean, if you believe. I mean, you don't have to have a lot of people.
And I think that's what God's trying to work on us, just trust Him and believe Him with the number we got.
Miracles in my life since I've been coming here.
Hmm. He wants us to see bigger things, bigger and bigger. But just be truthful to self. Do we allow ourselves to be down through the week because of the numbers or because of situations, whatever? And He's saying, no, renew your mind. Just be a willing sacrifice for me. That's all I ask you to do. That's just your reasonable service I ask you to do.
I mean, some Sundays been big, it's all on stage.
You know, Shay, that's never, I think, I'm sure, that's never bothered me.
What's that now?
The numbers of the church.
Uh-huh.
I've never let that bother me. If it's full time, if it ain't full time.
It's just been me and you here on Bible study, isn't it?
Yes, that's good.
It has. It's been me and you before.
Now, I'm just saying, you know, I enjoyed that too when I was coming.
Yeah.
I did enjoy it, but there was never that many people,
No.
but you did learn.
Oh, you learned great things, I thought. I swore I learned most of mine from, I'll be honest with you.
God was coming, that was his favorite service.
I mean, I learned a lot. And it really opened up the eyes to a lot of people, and then they began to close them to it. But that's where I learned a lot of the things that I was, of myself, I was learning from it. And I'd like to get back to it if I know that it would find a schedule that would work for people. Because it's just hard to get a lot of people to travel, you know, so much. It is. It is.